The ghost of Maple Grove Farm. On the outskirts of a small town named Maple Grove, there was an old farm that had been abandoned for as long as anyone could remember. The farm had a weathered barn, a rickety farmhouse, and overgrown fields. The locals spoke of a ghostly figure who appeared at dawn, wandering the fields in search of something lost. Sophie, a graduate student studying folklore and ghost stories, decided to visit the old farm for her thesis project. She arrived early in the morning, just as the first light of dawn began to illuminate the misty landscape. Armed with her camera, a journal, and a few snacks, she set out to explore. The farm was silent except for the occasional rustle of leaves in the breeze. Sophie wandered through the overgrown fields and creaky barn, taking notes and photographs. As the sun began to rise, she felt a sense of melancholy in the air, as if the land itself was waiting for something. At the edge of the fields, she saw a figure standing near the old well, a man dressed in worn farm clothes, his face gaunt and weary. Sophie approached carefully, her heart racing with a mix of excitement and apprehension. "Hello," she called out gently. The man turned to her, and Sophie could see through him as if he were made of mist. "Can you help me?" the ghostly figure asked, his voice trembling. "Help you with what?" Sophie asked, trying to keep her voice steady. The ghost began to recount his story. His name was Jacob, and he had been the farmer who had lived on the property a century ago. His family had perished in a tragic accident, and he had spent the rest of his life searching for them, hoping they might be found. Unable to move on, he was bound to the land, lost in his grief. Sophie listened intently as Jacob explained that he had been searching for a locket that had belonged to his wife, lost in the chaos of the accident. It was the only item that might help him find peace. Determined to help, Sophie searched the barn and the old farmhouse, looking for anything that might be the locket. After hours of searching, she finally found a small, dusty box hidden in a loose floorboard of the attic. Inside was a delicate gold locket engraved with intricate patterns. Sophie returned to Jacob and handed him the locket. As he opened it, he saw a small portrait of his wife and children, and tears filled his ghostly eyes. "I had lost hope," Jacob said softly. "Thank you for finding this." As he clutched the locket, Jacob's form began to shimmer and grow faint. "Now I can finally be with my family again." With a final, grateful smile, Jacob's spirit began to dissolve into the morning light, his sorrow lifting as he moved toward a peaceful reunion. The farm was no longer a place of ghostly legends, but became a symbol of hope and redemption. Sophie's research on Jacob's story became the centerpiece of her thesis, bringing recognition to the old farm and its history.